Because once you lose your reputation with whichever audience that we're talking about on the 2x2, you don't get it back.
Yeah, and it takes a long time to build up that trust to a deeper level, and then it takes very little time to lose it. So, yeah, absolutely. Trust is fragile.
Amy Cudd, a Harvard business school professor. That's right. She did a study that found that competence does matter, but trust is built through behavioral consistency over time, not through any one particular event, which I feel like that's the most common sense study ever done in the history of studies right there.
Yeah, I mean,
trust takes time to build.
Trust takes time to build, and it's something that trumps pretty much most other things like technical competency, etc. I don't see how you argue against that, honestly.
Well, step into my office because get ready for the steel man. Here we go.
Let's go with the steel man.
Here we go. Let's say reputation is primarily built through results and competence. As long as you deliver the outcomes, people will trust you regardless of minor inconsistencies of how you communicate. So your reputation is built through being consistent with your small wins over time. And as long as you keep delivering, people will trust you. The great part about product management is if you can deliver small wins consistently, like this is the best thing about Agile, which most people miss. If you are delivering working software on a regular cadence, that cadence might be every 2 days, cadence might be once a week, the cadence might be once every 2 weeks, and people can set their watch to working software delivered. Everything else, every other challenge fades away because people are going to know their next window to get working software is this. And they're going to set their watch to it. And over time, that's how you build trust. You just small wins delivered consistently on a rolling cadence, and enough of them, you stack enough of them, and you'll get there.
Yeah, I think trust is at different levels in that scenario. One is with the customers to consistently expect on a regular basis some value.
The reason I brought that up was the minor inconsistencies about how you communicate. Oh, Brian he didn't tell me the impact of widget A or B or whatever. Yeah. Oh, that's just the way Brian communicates. He likes to get into the weeds. Or, oh, that's the way Brian communicates. You can't really get in the weeds when you press him. Because I've seen both of those, right? People will forgive that kind of stuff as long as they keep getting their widgets. Whatever it is, you know what I mean? Keep giving me this on a regular basis, and I will forgive a lot of that kind of stuff. You're saying that building a reputation for integrity, it requires like a long game of consistent communication and changing your language for these audiences consistently and building that up over time. And when the steel man here is, as long as you're punching out wins, people will forgive your inability to dial the message in exactly perfectly for the audience.
A couple of things I want to say with that one.
Okay.
Consistently churning out wins doesn't happen without establishing trust at a different level with your teams. You give them the freedom to do things the way they feel they should be done. You're building trust with the customer by delivering on a regular basis some sliver values. That's one thing. However, that consistent cadence isn't guaranteed.
Yeah.
Things will happen. You will come across some headwinds where you fail a little bit. Not necessarily fail completely in delivering something, but the quality of the value you deliver might be subpar at some point. There's a reason. We don't even have to worry about the reasons. But when that happens, there is a direct challenge almost to what happened. You're always delivering good stuff, and what happened, right? At that point, how you behave matters. At that point, do you just say, well, it's the team or whatever? Or do you just take it on the chin and say, yeah, we messed up? How do you stand up right there? That's what establishes your integrity and either further builds and strengthens the trust with your customers or it erodes that trust.
Reputation is like nebulous. I almost didn't even want to include it here because it's the sum of, if I have to define it, I'm going to say it's the sum of what people say about you when you're not in the room. Like that
legacy also, right?
Right, yeah. That's the reputation I'm talking about here. It is, but if you're one of these people that their narrative is, quote, inconsistent, that stuff is going to stick out. And I will say, even one of those times, that sticks with people far longer than any one-off wins or whatever. Once, and now I'm on edge. Twice, and now like your integrity is in the toilet, probably where it belongs. Once, and now I'm in this mode where I'm looking to catch you. And that now our relationship is on the rocks.
Yeah.
So it's like, what can you do? Just don't get in. The best way to avoid it, don't get in that situation in the first place, is what I'm saying.
Oh, so you're glad when the customers praise you, right, for the successes. Yes. Well, own up to failure. You're human. Own up.
Sorry, I mean, these people just can't.
I know.
The individuals we're talking about on this side, they just can't. Like this, and honestly, it would be easier for this podcast if these were not the most successful people that I've worked with.
Agree. Listen, that's true. These people often fall over their own egos before they can own up to anything. But yeah, I agree. They tend to be more on the successful side. Yeah, not everyone can do that and still get a good night's rest. So it depends on you as an individual as to what you aspire to be.
I would say it's easier to do it when you're not in a pathological organization where everyone's trying. Like once the system becomes corrupted, you get more of this, and the more of this, the more corrupt the system becomes, and then it feeds itself.
Yeah,
so like
exactly.
The keep your resume updated advice here is not off point. I mean, if you see this stuff happening and you start catching people changing the message, not the communication style, you see it once, you see it twice, you see these people get promoted, like in my story that I told earlier, where there was a particular person I worked with at a company that they just kept getting promoted and promoted and promoted, and every time they would stand up in front of a crowd, it would be all about, I did this and I did that. It was a whole team achieving the thing at that point. He was a manager or a director or somebody who was far removed from the day-to-day work.
Yeah.
So it's not even like him claiming credit was close to the truth. He wasn't actively writing code at that point. So it was a far exaggeration that he had resolved any bugs. Everybody knew. It was a flat lie that everybody could transparently see through, but it's like management just didn't care to see through it.
Yeah. Sad.
This is why I bring you back to your reputation isn't what you say about yourself, and it never was. It's about what the stories people tell about you when you're not in the room or when you're gone.
Or when you're gone, exactly. So often you'll see people contact you long after you've left the company to say, hey, listen, in case you're looking.
Yeah.
That's your reputation. Yeah. That's the reason why they're calling you, right?
Yeah. For anyone listening to this category, what is your take here? Is reputation really built on the consistency of your communication? Does it matter at all? Am I overthinking it? Like that? This is what I want to know in the comments.